I swear, it has reached the point we need to perfect the lie detector. The key to perfecting the lie detector? Monitor the brain. Not just to see if they are accessing the creative side. That can mean a great many things that do not involve lying. I would be willing to bet that even a rehearsed lie, told by a professional liar, would access an intentional deception part of the brain. Babylon 5. This is a step in the right direction from a sci-fi TV show called Babylon 5. A race called the Minbari had a society that was great but falling apart. Delenn realized one failing as a society was that the worker class, the people who do all the work, had the least say. If there was something to be built, the worker class built it. When there was a vote for war, the worker class would fight on the front lines. However, this time, each caste is not equally represented as they were in the past. She appoints 2 members from the religious and warrior castes, and 5 members from the worker caste. She reminds the Minbari that in the past the worker caste had always been forgotten, which will not be the case any longer. My educational database must be a high priority. We should have an educational system that prepares the average person to be randomly selected to temporarily fill these positions. Utopia. A roadmap for all systems of government. I want any other utopian systems of government. I want to develop a roadmap for all systems of government. If someone invades a communist nation and replaces their government, they might have to replace it with another communist government. So, create a utopian roadmap for all systems of government. The happier our neighbors are, the happier we will be. If our goal is always what is best for the people, the rest will take care of itself. And no, I am not a communist. It was just another example of a type of government this would work for. Right now, we have a choice, friend or foe. War with any country is usually a bad idea. I say this with nothing but love for China, the Chinese people, Buddhism, many styles of Kung Fu, and Chinese food. I see a great opportunity here, a chance to be the best of friends. China is reaching out to the world and trying to be a friend. All they hear is what they are doing wrong from countries for doing some of the same things. I say this not as if I have all the answers, or that we are doing it right, but to ask if you think this would be better. Study history and study government, and develop a better system, like China. If they chose to do this, I do not think that they would be polluting as much. I think that the average person would be much happier, and they would never again be considered a threat. Not because they are non-threatening, but because when the people have the choice, countries only go to war against those being mistreated. I know that we Americans need to right quite a few wrongs ourselves. Calling all sci-fi, fantasy, geeks, and nerds, we need your help. Remember the shows you covet: Eureka, Sliders, Stargates, Star Treks, and Doctor Who's, just to name a few. Share with us that which is believed to be utopia all throughout time, the best technologies, governments, lifestyles, philosophies, and any other key elements to their utopian societies. Knowing the difference between helpful and hurtful. When I was teaching in Thailand, there were a great many ways kids tried testing me. To put an end to it, I did research. I found the importance of starting off your first class with the classroom rules, and make sure they are posted. One rule I came up with is, be helpful, not hurtful. Yes, it is a sneaky way to teach my mantra. Too many times, a student will do something hurtful to another student, in an attempt to gain attention, approval, and popularity. To reinforce this behavior, way too often, the nearby kids will laugh. In my class, when a student makes fun of another student, all the students stop what they are doing, they point, and all together say, hurtful, 3 times. Saying hurtful more than 3 times could become hurtful. 3 times is just enough for the child to lower their head and feel remorse for what they did. I then talk to the child and tell them, this is what people really think when you hurt other people. Even when people laugh, this is what they really think of hurting someone else. I want you to remember how this feels, okay? All of this is said in a very caring, compassionate way. I then wait until that child decides to make a helpful choice. As soon as they do, I make sure the child is rewarded the same way. Everyone stops what they're doing and points and says helpful 3 times. I talk to the child in the same caring, kind way. I then say, now I want you to remember how you felt before when you were being hurtful and compare it to how you feel now. Which feels better? Do you think this feels better than if they would have laughed? No matter how good you would feel if they laughed, it does not even come close to how good it feels being helpful. Another example was when students thought that what they had to say was more important than the teacher's prepared lesson. I pointed to Hurtful on the rules, and everyone points and says Hurtful 3 times. I then said, everyone is here to learn. Your parents are paying me to teach all of you English. No one person has the right to take that away from any one of you. This is hurtful to all the other students because they want to learn. It is hurtful to me because you are saying that what I have to say is not important, even though your parents think what I have to say is important enough to pay me. If I'm wrong, you can explain to everyone's parents why I did not complete the lesson plan. I teach through songs, games, and activities. I guarantee you that what I have planned will be fun. So, in anything you do, whenever you are in doubt, take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, how can I be helpful? If you're not being helpful, you're being hurtful. Choose to be helpful,
Mission statement.
not hurtful.
Training is an investment. A well-paid employee is an investment. A happy employee is an investment. An employee with a happy home life is an investment. Balance between work and life must make time for both. Focus creative energies on past, present, and future projects. Pay employees only for quality work they complete. Recruit the best of the best. The experts that the experts refer to. Mission statement continued. What is to keep them from going somewhere else? You must pay them well and offer to further their education. Give them the opportunity to have money and free time. Everyone should have the option of a sabbatical. Full medical and ample opportunities to work from home. Recruit by ideas and pay them well for their ideas, up to and including earning a percentage of net profits for products sold.
Charles G. Hancock's Be Helpful, Not Hurtful movie and TV show.
On a serious note, thank you. Thank you for hearing me. Let's just start this by you sending this to 3 local TV stations and tell them you want to see Charles G. Hancock's Be Helpful, Not Hurtful. Then send it to 3 friends and have them send it to 3 local TV stations. Ask them to continue the chain, and then you will have had a hand in what I believe can be the end of world hunger, world peace, freedom free to all, education free to all, hope abundant to all. Be helpful, not hurtful.
Create your very own video podcast from PowerPoint. Log on to authorstream.com. It's absolutely free.